Well, we're still in the mood of celebration here. ITV is 27 years ago, this vision came into reality from our father, Chairman Emeritus, His Excellency, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawa Igbeneghu. And to God be the glory, the vision is still waxing stronger, flourishing, getting better. Well, I have my colleagues with me on set. Ebony Black, we know how to be. Fantastic news producer, newscaster. I remember back in the days, Ivy Adodo would not only produce the world news, she would also cast the world news and get us as young trainees on the job to voice world news reports. And that gave us built our confidence, in getting to the heart of the business. Ivy Adodo is here. Good to have you here.
It's good to have you, Brother Sonny.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
my
you.
brother.
Thank you.
My brother Sonny.
Thank you. Anytime, anytime.
But remember, it's not only Adodo. There's Ebojeli.
Ebojeli, yes.
So you will not pay a fine.
No, sorry, you will not. I won't pay a fine because let me not go that.
Okay.
But good to have you here. So we have here Ivy Ebojeli, veteran newscaster, news producer, still very, very relevant in the media space.
That veteran that you put is as if he's making me too old because
no, because
Uncle
you see,
Tony is the veteran. We are upcoming.
No, veteran is at different levels and at different stages.
So
yes.
please say it's small veteran.
I also have with us here my colleague, the manager transmission service, ITV Radio, Deacon Kingsley Lato. We call him the professor.
Yeah.
He's trying to do a clean shave now to hide all the gray hair, but it's okay. It's okay. Good to have you here, Kingsley.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And of course, we also have a colleague here, the manager engineering services, the producer and the anchor, the lead anchor of our popular brand on radio, Man Around Town, Efe Osafawa. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, my sister Ivy Adodo. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Good to see you. I always call you boys around town.
You remember I just set my eyes on you. I just remember those old days.
Those old days. Okay, you share with us those good old days. We're going to share with us. But let me start with you, Ivy.
Yeah.
You were here for, a very long time. In your formative years as a broadcaster, as a broadcast journalist.
I was formed here.
You were formed here. So share with us those experiences, those things you took away from here that has continued to add value to what you're doing.
Okay. When I came here, I came in '98. I just came from youth service, and ITV was just about a year and a few months old. I came to Glass House. I heard about ITV. My sister told me, there's one station, you like broadcasting, come and see. So I went to Glass House. I saw Lola Ibueku, the GM then. He asked what had I done. I said, I served in a TV house, and I think I can do the job. He said, what have you done? Do you have anything to show? And I gave him some of the scripts I brought. He looked at them and said, are you sure you're the one who wrote this one? I said, yes. I said, okay, we'll audition you and see what we can do. So I was auditioned. While they were auditioning me, one of them said, she sounds like Ameze. I was like, who is Ameze? Then somebody now said, is one of the newscasters. That I sound like her. I said, oh, that means I'm getting somewhere. Then when I came they now said I should come to Oluku. I came to the studio, and when I got here, Lola said, world news, we want to bring it down to the level of the people. No, first it was newspaper review. Then they just started morning transmission, and he said he wanted me to do newspaper review on TV and do newspaper review on radio. So I had to work. Steve Ojo, the presentation director, helped me. And I remember while I was growing, I used to see it on other stations. When they do newspaper, they have the clips. So I told Steve Ojo my idea, and he helped. We recorded the newspapers. That was how I started. I hadn't done so much on TV then, so it was kind of scary for me. So I started a little by little. I'll finish in the TV studio, go to the radio, do the papers review. Before he now said, world news, we need to bring it to the people, not just watching CNN or BBC. Let them hear it in our own voice. He now said, start doing that. Package the world news the way you are packaging the newspaper. And I now sat down. He coached me and told me what he wanted. So I now started building it up. And then I'll do all the reports and say, courtesy CNN. So then there was a Kosovo crisis. That, I think, made me an important part of ITV. Because then there was this caption, on the Kosovo crisis. So wherever I go, little children will see me, on the Kosovo crisis. So it was so interesting. Yeah. We had a lot. Then I went to the field. And while in the field, I learned what the other reporters had been doing. Fearless. You know, I learned that Lola and later Bijarikre were two news-minded people. Then Dan Omozusi was also there, David Ohide. So the team, they were fearless. Do your report. Mr. Abe will tell you, do the report and bring. Let me work on it. So whatever you see, you bring it, and he will, according to him, let me beat it into line, you know. He will beat the story, and sometimes I will say, this is the story. Oh, it's so good now.
Yeah.
Say, give me, go and voice it for me, you know. We did a lot of that then, a lot of fearless stories. Yeah. Even when Governor Lucky Igbenedion was the governor, it didn't mean he was the son of the proprietor, Chief Gabriel Usawari Igbenedion, that we will not do stories. There were stories on road projects, stories everywhere, and that even got us being mentioned in Government House, that ITV, no, they are doing too much, or they are causing too much problems
for us. Know? Yeah.
But then we put the governor on his toes, and he enjoyed it. And that was what made me who I am. I learned the act of editing, producing the bulletin on myself, producing by myself, and reading it by myself. I started it here, where you will come from the field and they tell you, the person that is supposed to read is indisposed, produce and read. And you know, you knew when you resumed, you don't know when you went home. But we did it with so much joy. You will still read the news, you will still do everything, and you'll still be smiling. And when you get home, your body will kick in. But then you have achieved something good. And we had a healthy competition amongst us. The healthy competition wasn't to pull each other down, was to complement each other. When I started reading news on Sundays, Ameze was the announcer on duty. Whenever I had issues, Ameze will help me. I'll just call her. She will say, okay, this is how to pronounce this. This is what you need to do. The competition was healthy. We wanted to be better than each other, but we still helped each other to achieve
the overall objective, which is key.
I remember when we started this morning on ITV, it was, everybody had a day. And we were competing with each other and yet complementing each other. I remember you bring guests to my program, I'll bring to Becky's, we'll bring to Imade's program. You know, we shared guests, we shared ideas. But there was a competition, but it was healthy. I hope now, 27 years after, the staff still has that healthy, good relationship, good competition that brings out the best. In each other. So I think ITV brought out the best in me. Until now, I still remember and I still go back. Whenever I talk about my days in broadcasting or as a broadcaster, I always remember ITV. And I keep telling people, I say, if you want to start, go and work in ITV to build your working ethics. Because nothing is difficult for me.
Fantastic.
When I go to the office, nothing is hard. I always see new challenges and new opportunities to invent myself. And that is what ITV gave me. Because when I started Papers Review, I had no experience. The World News, I had no experience. A little experience as a reporter, none as an editor, none as a producer. But here I was challenged to do it.
Fantastic.
And I still thank ITV. And I thank the ASAMA for the dream and for allowing us explore and expose ourselves the way we did.
Fantastic. What a story. What a story there. What a story. Kingsley Latu, let's hear your story. I actually met Kingsley Latu as a presentation director.
Yeah.
That means he's behind the camera attending to over 50 million buttons. I don't know if that's what's responsible for the gray hairs anyway, but that's just on the side. Talk to us.
Well, just like Ivy rightly said, we all came here as amateurs. We were groomed and taught what we now know, what we have developed upon over the years.
Okay.
I have never worked in any broadcasting house before I came into ITV. When the ASAMA came up with the dream, the foresight to open a television station, we started from Benin Technical College Road as a temporary site. I was there with Mr. Jeff Anyaro, who was the coordinator, who became the pioneer manager of programs. It's late now, though. He came to me and said, "Oh, you said you wanted a job. Would you like to work?" I said, "Yes." "Can you work in a broadcasting house?" I said, "It depends on what you're asking me to do." I've never even been a presentation director, even though later I was now sent to TV college and all those different trainings to make sure to boost what I know and what I can do. But within the time we spent at Benin Technical College Road, the man was coaching me on what to do and how to do the job. And before we came into this permanent site at Igwosa, I already know the nitty-gritty of what was expected of me. Myself and Osarieme Agbonlaho then, we were the two pioneer presentation directors that were brought into ITV that started here. Stephen Ojo later became a presentation director, but he was originally employed as an audio man.
Okay.
Yes. So just like she said, we all worked together to make sure that we achieve the purpose, what we are supposed to do. The very first thing I would like to talk about is the love that we had. Healthy competition, like she rightly said, made us achieve what we achieved over the years. We were both to go to your colleague to ask questions on how to achieve a particular project that has landed on your laps. Unlike in many stations that I know today, when I went to myself and Felix Osiobafo I went for the advanced directing course in a TV college, Jos. Christy Macaulay and Debola Fayoshe also came for a news course. The way we were relating, and many people came to me and said, "Is that the way you people behave in your station?" That does not happen in many other stations. Because they could see the love, the way the love radiated amongst us.
Yeah.
And that is something that has propelled ITV to this height, I must tell you. Up to today, I still feel it. It's still here. That love is still here. If you compare what we do here and the way we relate with one another to every other station here in Benin that I know about, you will know that love surpasses everything.
Fantastic, fantastic. F.A. Osafar, being in charge of engineering is a tall order, because for any organization to thrive, particularly a media organization to thrive, engineering is key, particularly against the background that many of the equipment that we use, if not all, they are not made locally. They are imported. And you have to keep upgrading yourself to be able to move with trends and then sustain the organization. So tell us something about your journey, how it all started and where you are today as the manager in charge.
Well, it was not really easy. I think I give God all the glory. And in fact, ITV, I will thank you. It's a family.
Yeah.
And I thank Esama for having this station, because it has really helped some of us to be in this stage today.
Yeah.
I started there as a technical officer. Today, I moved to the rank of a manager, engineering service. I think I'll give it to the younger ones, this quest for money. The younger ones are just after how to make money, forgetting that get the knowledge first. Outside ITV, the only opportunity I was having was to go to EBS for my IT. And the small experience I grabbed there, when I came back to ITV, you see this equipment we are having here, you can't get it outside. The only area you get this equipment is only when you work for a media house. Yeah. And when I started this journey, it was, how much was my salary? It was 3,000 naira. people that you offer 3,000 naira for a salary. See, how can you go and work in a place for 3,000 naira? But what I was looking at, this equipment, I cannot get it in elsewhere. It's only when I work for a place like this, I can get this experience. But the younger ones today are not looking at this. They will just look at the salary, aside the money, forget it. And when you move to a place where they will give you the money, you don't have the experience. It's a challenge.
It's a big challenge.
The transmitter we started with was this valve, whereby Lato will share, it with no experience, whereby if you put it on, you wait for some time. If you are not careful, the valve will blow. Water will pour out. We use that one, that transmitter use us. You have to stay with that transmitter. Once you power that transmitter, you don't move, you don't go anywhere.
You stay right there.
Because any moment, if you are not careful, the one pipe, there's one pipe inside will just burst. The water will burst.
And that's the end of transmitter.
And that's the end of the transmitter. Once the valve died, and your boss get to know that you are not in that transmitter, it's a big problem.
Serious trouble.
So you need to, once you resume duty below, you just stay with the transmitter like this and you're looking at the transmitter. Compared to today now, we are now having transistorized. That valve again. You see? And thank God, the issue of tape, when we were using tape in the studio, at times they will say the plate is not good. The rubber is not good. You see, before you know, the thing will start excusing. The presentation that will say, come on, engineer, the engineer on duty, come and look. I will just look at it again. The thing excuse. You have to open it. From that stage again, we move to DVD. We start using DVD in the studio. Today now we are now using computer. Just load everything in the computer. And then you are good to go. You are good to go. Absolutely. You can see the development. Then I still move again to this industry. Ogalato is always on channel all that time. You just go on there, dub whatever you want to dub and come and play. If you try it today now, the
sanction will come from our regulators, and then the channel could even sue us.
Even what we were doing that time, I just look back now.
We can't try those things anymore.
Look at those things we were doing. If you try it this time, in fact, before you even leave the studio,
you get a call.
You get a call. You get a letter for you. So the fact it was just so good, but the younger ones just think of how to get the knowledge first, not the money.
Fantastic.
Their quest for money, mostly in engineering,
it's crazy.
It's just they are not ready to learn. If you don't learn, how will you not do the job? Well, it was so good.
All right, fantastic. Before we let you guys go, what's your birthday message to ITV? ITV is 27 years today. Ivy, let me start with you quickly.
Okay. My birthday message to ITV is that ITV has come of age. ITV has grown. ITV has evolved. But it's still evolving and it's still growing. Like my senior colleagues had said earlier, that ITV needs to go into a specialized stage because of digitization, so as to be able to move with the time. When I watch other private stations that came after, I remember and I say, God, we did better than this now. What are these people doing? At this time, they are still doing this. But ITV is evolving. And at 27, it has come a long way from what FA described, from the valve transmitter to what we have now. And all the equipments we use. I remember then when we rove, you use the cassette, at the time it was VHS, before we now started using DV cassettes. And if the cassette cuts, you're in trouble. No report for you. And you have interviewed people. But now is memory cards. You know, you just come, remove the memory card, slot it in, and your report goes. I remember when we used to queue to edit. We'll have like 5 of us will be screaming, Peter, what's okay, there, Felix will see your by phone. Obede will now come and say, okay, all of you, come, let me edit, you know.
Just to fast track the process.
But now the situation is so easy. So, but because it is easy does not mean there's still not a lot that is put into it. So for those who are here, one thing I want to say is I'm proud of ITV, and there's nothing like when you leave a place, you go somewhere else, and you still have that feeling that, oh, where I left is growing. I tell people, since I left ITV, over 100 people have been employed, and they are doing so much, and the station is growing, and I'm always proud to associate with this brand called ITV. And forever, I will be proud of this station. But I want those here to know that the foundation was built on love, on hard work, on dedication, teamwork, healthy competition, no rivalry. So they should continue in that step, specialize, give us more programs, more news, because news was what made the station. So the news should be improved, should give better reportage, better editing, you know, and good camera work, because I remember while we were editing, Obede used to scream at the cameraman, "Why will you take this shot?" And till now, I still have that feeling. When I go out and I see a bad shot, I will be screaming. You know, so my message to ITV is keep growing stronger, specialize, and all those who are here now, remember, this station was built on teamwork, love, healthy relationship, and on dedication and zeal and the interest in the job. Fantastic. It wasn't about money. Fantastic. It wasn't about money. Like if it said 3,000, when I came in, it was 5,000. It wasn't about the money.
When I came in, it was 9,000.
9,000, okay. When I came in, it was 5,000. And that 5,000 was so much that when I collect my salary, I am a king.
All right, all right, all right.
So ITV, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lato?
Yes, before I, if you will quickly allow me, I want to also use this opportunity to thank our neighboring communities, because I can still remember the Black Day we had when on this Saturday, March 7th, 2015, this studio where we are right now was raised completely. Yeah. Many people didn't believe, or have not believed up till now.
How were able to come back?
We were able to come back
less than 24 hours.
That same day. Less than 24 hours. And that is as a result of the dedication, the passion for the job that we had. ITV, I still think there is a lot to be done. We are not where we used to be, but we are still not where we ought to be.
Absolutely.
There is still a lot to be done. And I want to, all the members of staff, I want to encourage all of us to rededicate ourselves to building independent television and radio. I also use this opportunity to thank the Esama of Benin, who has given us this platform to showcase what we can do. Many of us came here as toddlers, rookies. And now we can do a lot.
All right. Thank you. Efe, quickly.
Well, I think for me, I would say thank you to ITV. I do tell my family, I told my wife and my children that I don't have another family. My second family is ITV.
Absolutely.
So I cannot say anything about me today without ITV. I started from scratch, and today, I would say, God, I give you all the glory. All this is ITV.
Thank you.
So I thank the Esama, I thank the ITV family for the love they have shown to me.
All right.